Hiya! So we're doing a TBR today. I've never done a TBR. Are they fun to record? We're gonna find out now anyway. They're probably not, because you're just talking about books, and I don't mean that in the books kind of way. I mean like just talk about what you're going to record so you don't have any fun anecdotes to tell. But you know what, we're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna see what we think. If you like this, let me know, because then we can do another one next month, because you only do them once a month though, really, don't you? Anyway, most of the things that I'm reading this month are on my Kindle. So let's start out with the only actual book that I have. It is Give Me a God I Can Relate To by McLeod. I freaking love it. I love her. Like, this is my first poetry book to own that I wasn't forced to get because of like school and whatnot. I think it is anyway. And McLeod, if you don't know, is a slam poet, and she was the first slam poet who I saw and didn't scare me. They're all so loud. I'm like, oh, I was always like, oh my god, who are these people? How do they have the confidence to be able to be so loud? They are so full of passion and emotion, and they just made me feel personally very vulnerable, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how they do this. Now I freaking love slam poetry and I want to be a slam poet so much. I had actual things written down to say about this. I didn't know how prepared you had to be for TBRs. Oh yeah, all I wanted to say was I'm working on my own poetry collection for Camp NaNoWriMo this month. I'm going to talk about that in an actual video though. Not that this isn't an actual video, but I'm going to talk about it in its own video because it deserves its own video, because it's a massive topic. McLeod is my inspiration for that, because she was only 18 or 19 when her poetry collection was published. And I'm 22. I can do that. I can do a poetry collection. You just watch me, right? 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 Why am I still saying right? I don't know, it's made me feel awkward now. On my Kindle, this here thing, do you want to see the cover of it? It says, the greatest thing you'll ever know is just to love and be loved in return. It's lovely. First book I'm reading anyway. It's a book on my Kindle. It's called A Death in the Family by Paul Carroll. Now, Paul is one of my friends, so I'm not going to likely review it unless I feel like I can be... what's that word? We're just gonna go unbiased, but you know the word that I'm thinking of, don't you? So I'm probably not going to review it, but I do want to talk about it because I freaking love the title of it, A Death in the Family. Now you would think that this is about someone dying in the family, but it's really clever because the Grim Reaper turns up to the family home and he's like, yo, Ben, you need to become the Grim Reaper now. And then he becomes Death. He becomes the Grim Reaper and he's in the family. So a death in the family. You see what he did there? You see? You get it? Get it? Get it? I hope you're laughing, otherwise it's really awkward. I only started it last night, so if the guy's name isn't Ben, then I apologise, Paul. Like, Paul is another Irish YouTuber, although he never uploads. He's uploaded like once in the past year or something. Like he's not really a YouTuber. Is he really my friend if he's not a YouTuber? I don't know, because obviously YouTubers only have friends who are other YouTubers on similar subscriber count levels to them. Duh. I also got a couple of books from NetGalley, which, if you don't know, is this place where like publishers upload ebooks and then you can read them and review them before they come out, to like try get some hype or something. Now personally, I've had some bad experiences with NetGalley in that I have read a couple of terrible books. I actually read one the other day. It started with Goodbye and it was quite good, and I'm looking forward to reviewing that because it made me it's really nice. And yeah, it was a little bit cheesy but it was lovely. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the books that I'm reading in April, which are, what are they called? All the New Things by Lauren Miller. That's one of them. It's going to be out in August 2017, and it is about this girl who has panic attacks and she's tried therapy and medication and they haven't worked. That's all I read in the blurb. I was like, oh, this is mental healthy. I'm gonna read that. I'm looking forward to reading that. Why? Oh yeah, because I'm on medication as well. Look, this is awful, isn't it? I'm here consulting my notes and my mammy is texting me while I'm trying to record and I keep looking at my phone. I apologise. If you feel like I'm not giving you my full attention, it's because I'm not. But just hold on while I text my mammy. yeah, I thought that that book sounded like it might actually be okay. Like, I'm on 3 doses of antidepressants a day because I'm crazy, and you know, I quite like my medication. I find that it helps me relax or whatever. I don't know, it just helps. Stop questioning me. They're good. Anyway, let's move on. The other book was Me, Myself and Lies for Young Women by Jennifer Rothschild. And what's it about actually? I don't know, obviously. I haven't read the books. How do people do this as a video? Like, how are you supposed to talk about a book before you've actually read it? It seems to be some sort of self-help book. That's what I have written down here. On how you talk to yourself, but I'm not exactly sure. They are my notes. I'm not sure what it's about. I used to be brutally awful with myself. Like, the way that I talk to myself would be so shameful if you said it to someone else. I was just so mean, and I would tell myself constantly, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough. If you were thinner, you might almost be pretty enough. You're not enough. That was basically the entire message that I was constantly telling myself. And like, what is enough? How do you know when you're good enough? How do you know you're pretty enough? How do you know you've reached that stage? You don't. Because you always are enough, and that's something that I didn't realise, and I'm still kind of getting there. I'm kind of trying to think that I'm thin enough to be happy with myself. I'm not. But, you know, I will eventually get there. It's a journey. It's a journey. So I'm like, yeah, this might help me out a bit, or it might be awful. You'll find out soon in a video coming to you. Probably in May, because this is out in May, so it's not coming to you soon at all, is it? I just lied. Sorry for the blatant lie. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this, because you know what? You are enough. That's what I should have said rather than lying to you. You are enough. You will always be enough, unless you're like a murderer or a rapist, in which case just stop. You're not enough for society. You're not good enough. You have failed society by being a horrible person. But you know what? It's likely that society failed you before you failed us. So, no. So yeah, I'm not really reading a lot at the moment. I'm just concentrating on poetry and stuff like that. I'm trying to make things myself, because I've consumed a lot in the past couple of months, I feel like, and it's time for me to make something for others to consume, which is partially why I'm doing VEDA. Did you see that for a segue there? I came up with that stupid camera cutting off while I'm in the middle of talking. I was in the middle of a beautiful segue, and then it ruins it. Ruins it. As I was saying, I am doing VEDA, which is vlog every day April. Thing is, I'm cheating a little. I will not be uploading on weekends because that went horribly for me last year. But I will be splitting my uploads between Breed and Read up here and Jessica Spencer. Me, my other channel down here, which is all mental healthy and feminism-y and all stuff like that. And you can find a playlist of all my stuff up here. Not much in it because it's the start of April, but you know. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Slán.